Well, it's next weekend. You know what I've been waiting for all week? To get back out to the Shawm house. That's in the last video where I found the 2 silvers and the 2 coppers, large cents, and a few other coins. But going back out today, and we're going to try to use the MX Sport and the V3i both today. Sometimes mentally I just get locked in with one machine and I forget about the other one that I brought with me. But we're going to maybe try them both out. So let's get on out there. Well, we're here, and yes, I brought both machines, both the V3i and also the Sport. You can see I got the D-Tech 13-inch coil on there, and then a standard D2. I'm going to kind of get to it today because I'm running a little bit late. I was supposed to be here a while ago, had some things to do at the house, but I'm here. It's a beautiful day. It's not as windy today. I actually did sew up for about 4 hours by hand a little wind sock to go on my mic, and it works perfectly, but I left it at the house. My wife thought it was cute, and it's real fuzzy and stuff, so, but it's still laying there. I didn't lay it with my stuff because I was somewhat playing with it this week after I made it. I do want to show you something. When I pulled up, I heard it when I pulled in, so it's about whenever you show up on sites, something you got to deal with. So let's go take a look at that. I want you to listen. See, that's where an electric fence for livestock, as you can see there, is grounding out on something, and you can hear that pulse from the electric shock that's going through it, and that'll greatly affect your metal detector if you're working around those. Hey cows. So last week we left off with the V3i. We metal detected this front yard, a little bit into the side yard for about 4 hours. I'm going to start off this week using the MX Sport. We're going to be using the 13-inch D-Tech coil, and I'm going to be running in coin and jewelry, sensitivity 8. And I'm not going to wear headphones so y'all actually can hear the tones that I'm getting. So let's get to it. There's a pinpoint at 5.5 inches. Now we're down in the 40s and 30s. It's kind of all over the place. Let's see what that is. Well, I have the plug pulled. You can see what we have now. Right there at 6 inches, it's saying a sweet 77 now. Now the wind's picking up a little bit, and I wish I would have brought that little wind sock I made. Oh, it's up here. Let's see what it is. What do you all think it is? A dime or a quarter? To me, it's not high enough to be a quarter. There's whatever it is. It might just be a penny. I might have got overexcited there. It's okay. It's a coin at least. Let me do the old pants rub. Alright, here's the date again. You can see an 8 there. I know it's 19. 19. It might be a 38 or 28. See if you can tell there. You can definitely see the 8. So it's either 1928 or 38. It's 6 inches on pinpoint. Not the hottest signal ever, but it's all over the place, so we'll dig it anyway. Now with the plug pulled, let's see what we get. Raised on back up, didn't it? Good and repetitive now on the VDI. Oh, there it is. See it? Edge of it. What do we got? Another penny or another cent. Here's what we have. Got a wheat cent. Flip it over here. See if we can get a date. There you go. Here's a 1928. We can clearly read that one. I'm looking by using my measuring tool to the top of the dirt, not from the coil. That's 6 inches deep from about where I found that and pulled that out of that hole. I did just spot this little guy here. Hey little toad, what are you doing? Let's see if we can get him to hop. That's not a frog, it's a toad. That one's hard to pinpoint. I don't know, 8, 9 inches. Reading 77, 82, 84. That's a pretty good one. Let's dig that one. Now that target ended up not being in the hole. It's right here. It sounds like junk on the machine. It's somewhat canceling out, but it still makes a somewhat of a high tone.
not deep at all. It's probably like a nail or something, or that. I'd say it's a 22 short instead of 22 long rifle. Back in the day they were a little bit more popular, but you can see where the firing pin hit it right there because it's a rimfire cartridge. Small, multi-use little cartridge. It was very popular. All right, on to the next. Last time we were here, I told you about a spring that has always been here, and that's what's remaining of the spring house. Let's go over there and take a look at it. Now, I haven't been over here yet. Have to get over this fence we're coming up on. There's no barbed wire on it. Give me just a second. Thankful that's not electric. Let's go see what this has in it. Might just have a bunch of junk thrown in there. Looks like there's not much water in it today, but you can see all these big stones that were laid here. There would have been a building on top of this at one point in time, and put their milk and things like that down here and keep them cool. That's what remains of the spring house. Now we're back out in the front yard now, and I've been working this for maybe about an hour and a half, 2 hours or so, and I've been using the MX Sport. Now there's a whole side yard over here that I haven't done anything on yet. And I'm going to switch back to the V3i, and I'm going to put my headphones on, see if we can find any more of those large scents, or possibly whatever else we can get into. Yeah, I just wanted to get back on that V3i for a little bit today. I don't know how late I'll stay, but we'll see what we can find. I'm hoping I can get some of them large scents again. That was a lot of fun. And you can see we just walked through the front yard, and now we're going to go in this yard behind me. I don't know how trashy it is. It didn't seem to be all that trashy when the last time I was out there, but we'll see. Here we go. Now right in here is about the same spot that I found that second large scent. So I'm just going to start right here with the same setting as last week in High Pro with some of my modifications to them, and see what we can find. Here's our first target with the V3i. It's a lower VDI. Right there at 6 inches. See, it's in the 40s and 50s. Let's see what it is together. There's something, that's just a rock, I believe. I hope this is old. This is a different type of soil up here, so maybe things didn't sink as deep. Oh, there's something. There it is. Oh, looks like I stuck my knife on it somehow. It happens. Aha, it's a stinking Lincoln. Yep, modern. We're not even gonna look. I guess we'll look. 1964. So yeah, there it is. Here's our next one at 3.5, 4 inches. And it's reading high enough to maybe be a quarter. You can see it there. 2 inches. I probably wouldn't normally dig this, but being that penny was 64, this may get us to 64 and actually be silver. Let's just see. It's not even a quarter. It's just a cap that goes on a water line. That's it. I moved back out in the side yard a little bit further away from the house, but if you look at my machine there, you can see it's just EMI crazy. These are the same settings I had last week when I was out here. There is a power line, but it's just 2 little wires. Nothing going on over here. So I'm not going to crank this thing all the way down and run on, you know, RX gain 6 and filter like 12. So I'm just going to switch to the MX Sport again. It seems to be okay in situations like this where I can't use the V3i. I can actually use the MX Sport even with the 13-inch coil. So if we're going to make the switch, here we go. And you can hear my threshold. You can hear the EMI in there, but the metal detector's not going crazy and falsing all the time, is what I mean. So I can actually use the machine still on 8 with a 13-inch coil, where the V3i was pretty much, I was going to be running at half power. I run into this quite a bit, so let's see what we can find. I hung that from a tree branch in case you're wondering. Not all that deep, but here's our first signal with the back on the MX Sport. It's up in the 60s. Well, I don't know what that is. Let's see what that is. Together. Unlock that. I don't know. What is that? There's a Judy Garland. Floribunda rose. Looks like a tag off of a rose plant called a Judy Garland. I didn't know she had rose plants. Now I do. From all the way from California. Here's the next target, 3.5 inches. 32, 35, says it's a pull tab. Miscellaneous. Hoping it's a nickel. I don't know if it's low enough to be a nickel. Could be something gold. Not in the hole. Now it's reading 22 and 40. Here's what we got. It's kind of cool. I like it. Here's what we have. It's a button. I haven't cleaned up the front of it yet. See if there's anything on it. But that's what we have. Let me clean it and I'll show you it again. This is all it turned out to look like. Not much going on there. Just normal wear and tear and patina. It's pretty neat. We'll move to the next. There's the pinpoint at 6.5 inches. That's pretty promising. We'll see what happens. I hope that's something silver. Almost got my foot. See if it's still in the hole. Wow, it's still somewhat reading like it was. Right there. So I'll just, oh, I think I see it already. Huh. Well, there's our prize. It is a big nail. Maybe a piece of a square nail. Not what we're looking for. 3 inches. Hopefully a dime. We'll see. Might be a couple targets here. Looks like there's a piece of iron off a tin can. That's not what we want. Maybe there's more than that. I'm hoping. If it's a dime, it's probably new. Well, more tin can. Let's just check it with a metal detector and see what it says versus an all metal mode pinpointer. Nothing. We'll move to the next. 5.5 inches deep. Good repetitive, loud. Sometimes up in the 70s. It just got on the edge of where it's actually at. Still reading good and loud, still in the 70s. Way over there. Whatever it is, it's right there. Oh, I think I see it. See it? Right there on that edge. Ended up being a coin. See if it's old, so at least we can find another place in this yard to find. Oh, that's another wheat cent. Another place in this yard to find older stuff. See? 1 cent. Well, it looks like circulation got the best of this one. People's hands wore it down. Looks like 1.9. Can't tell. Maybe a 3 or an 8 at the end. At least it's a wheat cent. We'll move on to the next. This is right there at 5.5. Ooh, let's see whatever it is. Looks like another wheat penny or cent. I keep calling them pennies. Sorry. Let's see if we can get a date off this one. You can see it there, the cent part and somewhat of the wheat going down the sides. The year. Somewhat of a better shot. I really can't get a good one. These are a little bit more. There you go, 44. 44 wheat cent. Next target, 7 inches. It's a pretty good one. I'm getting something right on the side right here. I'm seeing something. I think it's stuck on the other side of this. See it there? Looks like another penny. You can see it's a wheat cent. Where's the date? 1943 or 5. One or the other. That's what I'm seeing. Right there at 5 inches. Something different. There's what it is. Really can't tell what that is. It's something. It's real heavy. There's nothing on it. It looked good coming out of the hole, but I can't tell what that is. Huh. Got any ideas? Pinpointed at 5.5. It's in the plug here somewhere. See if we can get a pinpointer on it. We're somewhat entering the backyard now. I haven't been back here yet with the metal detector. This is of a odd size. Oh, it's a dime. I thought it was a penny. It's modern, so not that old. All right, let's go look for something else. This is a 3-inch deep. Between 76 and 80 signal. Huh. Looks like a piece off of a John Deere tractor. Like a toy one. That's all we got. I came back out in the front yard to finish my day. Dug a few holes and it's been trash so far. I started on this signal here. And it was anywhere between a 15 VDI all the way up into the 80s, so I dug it. And just give you an idea of what I'm seeing now. Let me pinpoint it. Somewhere right there at 6.5. Maybe a penny. If I'm off a little bit, you can see the VDIs come up just a little bit. It may be up that way. Either way, we're gonna see what it is. Seems to be right there. When I brought the loop up, it got a higher VDI right there. Let me bring you all down here just in case. I was really hoping to find some silver today, and I haven't found it yet. So if this is a piece of iron or silver, this will be my last hole. Whatever it is, right there. Might just end up being a penny or something. We'll find out together. Could be nothing. I'm seeing something there. Doesn't look like a coin, does it? And there it is. Piece of copper. It's really heavy. There's no writing, and I have no idea what that is. I think that's it for me. Got a bunch of wheats and a couple Lincolns, modern quarters. Not any old stuff. I didn't break into the 1800s. I was thinking about, you know, since whites is the only thing that I know, I've always been using them. I know not everybody watching all uses whites. I have been thinking lately about getting the Mine Lab, the Equinox, either the 600 or the 800. I don't know which one to get. I could just stick with the whites and go buy a, you know, one of the new Pulse machines. But I don't know. Just try to see what you think, get some feedback, and go from there. It's not going to be anything soon. I'm still working on stuff and sending emails and things like that. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, keep safe.